Valley Global is traveling the islands to build more vibrant farms and successful Maui Superfood Forest through hands-on regenerative agriculture training with the masters. This time we teamed up with Vincent and Rick at Kahanu Aina Greens to learn all about natural fertilizers. And we just got a special package of these incredible natural fertilizers to feed our plants back at Maui Superfood Forest.
Look inside here. You can see what you're dealing with. Whole coconuts, that's what made that outside. And we run all our fish through here too. I'm sorry I didn't save a coconut so you could see it. But that's basically the grinder, the shredder. You see inside? Come see and look. You have a coconut in your car? Yeah. Is it already opened?
No, it's a young one.
Oh, it's a young one, but we got to take the water out.
Do you run fish through this too? Like turn it into some powder?
Looks like poke. This needed a dedicated 220 line. It's only 3 horsepower. And like I said, I would ideally like to have had it be 5, you know, but it's good. As a matter of fact, when it was sent to me with a motor that was for 120 instead of 220. It's right here. I had to buy new motor and set up, you know, to make it 220.
Yeah.
120, it just wouldn't have had enough power. Yeah.
It's been sitting in the truck a while, so I don't know if it's still going to be good, but
Yeah. Oh,
yeah. Audio Poco.
wow, that's a nice coconut. You know, I just read recently where you put 100 milligrams of boric acid, you can get it at Long's or whatever.
Borax, even.
Borax, right? 100 milligrams around your tree, and it helps because I'm having coconuts fall off my bracts, and it helps hold the fruit.
And if it gets real bad, the leaflets won't fully open up.
Uh-huh.
The run deficiency gets really
Oh,
bad.
interesting.
Yep.
You want the...
Thanks, son. This tool is the tool, you know, for young ones. Only work with young ones.
The water might...
You got, oh yeah, baby, that's ready to pop. Irene, you get something I can put this in? Now, normally I'll take an axe and cut it in half. I won't put it through whole. But since this is so young, maybe it'll take it. Good stuff. Anybody want some?
Try to help.
Yeah. Thanks, John. I'm just going to try it. I don't, you know, I have an axe in the back, but let's see what the whole thing does. That's why they're better in half. The sound, yeah? It's like fish. When the fish goes through, the sound runs. There it is, it ate it. How long it would take us to chop this stuff up by hand, you know? So this is really a beautiful piece of work. Fire in the hole. So you can see the difference in size, yeah? And this dries out really nice, you know? So biology loves to go over this stuff. Okay. All these trash cans were full with fish waste. This is after the screening process. Come. Yeah, no smell. Look at all of my mycelium on the top. So I got 2 trash cans full of that. You're talking about some intense compost. You mix that with a bunch of carbon.
So this is all
You know?
compost or...
No, all these trash cans were full with fish scraps. But now it's in one of the 200-gallon container. We got about, from all this, we got about 90 gallons. These are the pea greens, it's the wheatgrass. That's radish there. That's one day of radish, and the one right behind it's the next day. See how much growth in one day? And it's the same with the sunflower. See down at the end, that's 1 day of sunflower. That's the next day, 2 days, 2 days. When it's ready for harvest. This will be harvested tomorrow morning. So this makes it real efficient. We can roll this down into the processing area and then put them in the chill. And once they're in the chill, it arrests the growth. So if our markets aren't supporting taking all that we grew, we don't cut it, we put it in the chill, and it lasts for about 4 days more before it starts yellowing, and then we just cut them for the next market. So we can put our foot on the gas or take it off as needed. Get the door. Get the... So come inside, everybody. Come inside. So what supports a healthy relationship when you're in business together and married is that everybody has their realm. This is Irene's realm. Mine's the greenhouse. And then we have the demilitarized zone right in here in between. And basically, though, you know, we roll down like you just saw. We roll those, put them in the chill. Tomorrow morning, Irene will take those out. Boom. Her sister comes over and helps. And we process all that. All those trays will get processed tomorrow. And they first get the first cut here. They get put in these great tubs, pass through to here. This is a design I made that a friend of mine who fabricates surfboards did. I took him a plastic mock-up of it. And after I talked to him about doing it, he didn't move on it at all. Then I did a mock-up of it. He goes, oh, yeah, you were serious, huh? And so this is where it fills. It goes down the drain, and then out front there's a green box you might have seen next to the door. That's a swimming pool pump, and then it returns it back to here. So at the end of the day, we just dump it, but it filters it as we're cleaning. And I made it to where, you know, 3 people could be standing around. You're cleaning the greens, any seeds or roots or anything after the first set of eyes clean, goes to the next set of eyes, and you talk story. You know, I mean, you want it to be enjoyable, right? After they get the next set of eyes, then they go over here. They get weighed and bagged here. We have our orders for what they are. Irene marks everything up. And then after they're weighed and bagged, they go in the chill. And then on the other side is the exit door, okay? So we keep our fertilizers in here, our KNF amendments, our seeds, you know, and then we just go out that door to deliver. So it saves us from walking back all the way around, right? And it was great where Andaz is now, is these chills. And I just got it in time to where the guy had salvage rights, and it was 3 chills, and it fit within 2 inches of the slab. I had instead of having 2x4s on the outsides, one side 2x4s, the other one was 1-inch studs that I put, you know, insulation. But it's the most amazing thing to have. 15 by 11. It just, you know, the universe was working with us then because we had already poured the slab, you know. Basically, that's the process here. And then, so after the trays are cut, then we'll go down into the compost. Anybody have any questions about this processing area? So what you see behind you here is the use of the perforated cardboard. And I left this without the crumbles on top. So you can see what it looks like. It not only holds the moisture, but that mycelial network is developing underneath. And that's what we want. And to be able to have it where the coconut tree's happy, the plants are happy, is all about biology and structure in the soil. You know, so the roots are just, this coconut tree is like, he's cool. He needs some boron. That's what he needs. But for the most part, these are so good. These coconuts are great. But basically, this is mango mulch. And from a neighbor across the street, cut down their mango tree. And I got the guys to dump. Oh man, I was so stoked, man. And then as I wheelbarrow on the back here, You know, I remember, you know, that was your 20-year-old body saying, "Hey, bring it," you know.
Yeah.
42 wheelbarrows later, you know, I was done. But it's really, and then I put these lights in, these solar lights. I really like it because it feels like the plants are like that light at night and keeps any kind of bugs away. I have not seen any slugs, which is kind of interesting. So take you back to here. This is the compost. All those flats, you can see the pipe here. I run horizontal pipes here in the pile. This pile is 32 years old, okay? And horizontal pipes goes to T's, which make it a vertical. And all those pukas you see is because I just took a test of it. That's what the soil probe going in there. But I like to call this, you know, cutting the chocolate cake. You know, when it comes time to harvest, we do a container like 4 cubic foot a week, pretty much. And that trommel is an old cement mixer that works perfectly to screen. You put the wheelbarrow underneath, and we screen it in there, and then throw back the bigger stuff into the compost pile. So nothing's ever wasted. You know, it's all utilized. And this compost pile, with a beautiful thing about all the humic structures in this, is it could be pouring rain, like deluge of rain. It'll absorb all the moisture, and then that's it. It doesn't absorb anymore, and it doesn't, like, where the hell did it go? You know, it doesn't make it muddy. You know, you can go back in there the next day and it's still friable. You know, the UVs, I like to see, this is all babies. These are all purslane babies that are coming up. So this pile will be covered with purslane. This is very inspiring. I told Irene, just when I die, just put me underneath this pile, please.
How did it go with ants? How do you have ants?
Ants?
Yeah, do you have ants as an issue?
I mean, it kind of, it controls itself. It really controls itself. Centipedes, we'll see, and this is where centipedes live, you know, and this kind of stuff. Hardly see any. We'll see some frogs. Oh, okay, so that's what's eating the centipedes, you know? I mean, it's just like, but you still get them. I mean, that's where they live. It's where I work in where the centipedes live. And I take scissors with me and I cut them up and I throw them in the worm bin. And the worms get at them, then the worms go, "That's all you got? Is that all you got?" This is where we're taking from right now. And that pile over there is where we're building. So come over here. Feel it underneath your feet though, how spongy it is, yeah? Do you guys know of the umeke that is in Iao Valley?
Yes.
Yes.
Miliana
Oh yes, Meyer.
Meyer.
Yes. Did this amazing, it's a calabash that's 22 feet by 22 feet by 8 feet high that you walk in, you know? And it's an amazing space. And we were just there the other night, my daughter, my wife, and I, and was facilitated by Keikai's Kumu, Hawaiian Immersion Kumu. And so we did a Puloa? No, it was, anyhow, it's a name for this. It's not Ho'okupu, but it's all of your intention and your prayers and any of the issues we had regarding our son's passing within our own self, we vocalized, and it was all put into this. And then it was said for us to give it back to nature. Take it and put it so it goes back to nature. So it's right in alignment with who we are, and it was such a beautiful process. But that's there for another 2 weeks. And it's the Hawaiian Immersion School in Iao Valley. So you want to take a drive up there and talk to the principal, Lonnie. And they're on the weekends, they allow people to come in. And it's beautiful, it's just amazing. So our compost is a result of a few things. We take the cut flats of microgreens and we turn them upside down onto the compost. But a lot of the times we'll collect, each week actually, we collect juice pulp from the health food store. And we take that pulp and we'll lay a layer of it. And then the day that we're cutting our microgreens, we'll turn the microgreens on top of it. So that adds to the richness of the compost pile. And within a couple weeks, you can't even find any of the juice pulp. It's amazing the microbial biomass that is in the compost pile. It's a living organism. And it's just really, when it really shines is when we get a lot of rain. And it just absorbs all that moisture, all that rain, and whatever rain it doesn't absorb, it just releases. So there's no mud, you know, it never gets funky. It always stays really, really rich, especially after it hasn't rained. If it's rained, like right now, we just had a big rain event, you know, for over 10 days, and the compost is beautiful. It just, I didn't cover it. It just stayed really nice to where now I can harvest it and get ready for next week's planting. In here goes all the juice pulp from down to earth. Let me see where it's at. There you go. It's already processed a lot of it. You know, there's so much microbial biomass in this pile that, you know, if you listen closely, you could hear them, you know. Yeah. Yep.
All of that becomes that.
Yep. And it's a static pile. We don't turn it. And that's the reason why we're able to do it that way, is because of these. Keeps it aerobic. Yeah, it's similar, yeah. Yeah, similar. Yeah, it's just that we're doing this without the structure of the cage, you know. I mean, it does have a cage around it in the sense to keep it, you know, because this is downhill slope over here, and it wants to run away, especially when it breaks down, you know, to finer particles.
And the important part is the oxygen, right?
The oxygen is essential. Maybe once a year it gets so dry that I'll put a sprinkler on it to just hydrate it. I don't want it to dry out too much, you know. I want to, you know, protect the humus structure.
The only smell you get. I mean, this isn't really nothing.
Yeah, yeah. Because it's aerobic. It's not anaerobic.
Yeah.
By the time that pile is completely down, this pile will be ready to harvest. And I'll open it from that side. So anything that's newer will be on this side at the end. That basically is 32 years old. Yeah. And, you know, it's been a beautiful process. I did put in a truckload of cinder fines in there back in the day. I can't find them. You know, it's part of the pile. And but as you can see, you know, this is really humic rich. You try to compress them down, you know, but if you're a root, it's real friable, you know. So it's a beautiful, sweet.
Every plant we nurture brings us closer to food sovereignty and healing for our island. Valley Global invites you to join our journey and learning from the masters and giving back. Support our vision at valleyglobal.org today.